What is going on, TubeU? Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. So today's little video, as you can tell by the title, we'll be going over all of the parts installed, the full build breakdown, and we'll be going over the final cost at the end of the video. We'll be starting from front to back and just step you guys through, because you guys seem to be interested in these types of videos, no matter whether it's, hey, this is how much it costs to insure my Hellcat. This is how much my Hellcat costs. You know, people love to hear costs, so we're going to give it to them. Full transparency, I'm not hiding anything, but I do want to point out and reiterate the fact that I've pointed out multiple times. You can make similar to more power on cheaper setups. It's possible, guys. You can keep the standard 2.7 blower, throw a pulley, some E up there, and you can make damn good power. Like, it's not rocket science. This is the route that I chose. It is more expensive. I'm telling you up front, if you want to do turbos, it's gonna be more expensive, and we're gonna get to all the costs and everything. Don't you worry. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that. Now, starting off, let's get into it. So, starting up at the front, the blower is still in place, as you guys can see. I've seen a lot of people, obviously they gut the blower and just use the blower as an intake, or they just take it off completely, put an actual turbo intake up there. Demon Style Performance has one, or Demon Performance. I don't know why I said Demon Style. A lot of cool other intake options out there that people like to run, but the most common that I see is just gut the blower, because it's cheap, it works, and you know, gets the job done. Obviously, if you want to go legit, then like I said, get an actual turbo style intake, and I didn't choose that. As you can see, we stuck with the blower. So we are doing compound boost. You see the blower is hooked up, it spins, it works, the boost is still there, and we have the turbos, you know, the turbo system in place. It's kind of hard to show you guys the turbos, but you might, can you see that one? Should be able to see that one. I don't know. If you can't see it, I'll post up a picture, a better picture later on. But that's about all I got for you. 4 Innovation fuel rails, ID 1700X injectors, and I believe, what was that? A bird? I believe that's all up front. Yeah. Pretty sure that's it. So I don't believe this breather came with the kit. I could be wrong, but I don't believe it came with the kit. I'm pretty sure that came, Tim installed that to help relieve crankcase pressure, but I don't believe that came with the kit, because in its place was a UPR style catch can. Obviously that catch can isn't there anymore, as you can see, and in its place is a breather, but I'm working on getting one from Centera that does have the catch can with the breather functionality, so I can still relieve pressure and maintain the catch can functionality. So I'm still in the works of getting one of those, but as you can see, as of right now, I don't have my catch can anymore. So if you look for a UPR catch can, I have one for sale. Also up front, before I forget, we have the IC chiller. Come down here, you might be able to see it. It's kind of hard to see. I could turn that wheel. Let me try to get you to focus. It's right back there. I don't know if you guys know what the chiller looks like, then you know what's back there. Can you see it through the front? Nope, can't see it through the front. Well, maybe. It just keeps focusing on this damn thing right here. It's back there, guys. You'll just have to trust me. Like, I saw it earlier, I played with it. It's back there. I turned on the function, tested it out a couple of times. Trust me, chiller's there. So, turbo system, injectors, fuel rails, breather, standard OEM blower. For those of you wondering, this is a compound setup, like I said, and the chiller up front. Jumping into the car, coming around. Oh, my key's still in here. Gotta grab those. Got that guy right there. eBoost Turbo Smart Controller, boost controller, and that's how you control the system. So I believe that's gonna be it for that. And obviously the triple pump fuel system. You can't see the fuel pumps. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. They're back there. And that should be it for the parts and everything that I have for the install. Let me double check. Fuel system, fuel pump, injectors, boost controller. The boost controller comes with the turbo kit. And just in case you're wondering, that's not a separate purchase. It's not an upgrade or anything like that. It comes with the kit. And for those of you wondering about my decals up there, if you follow my Instagram, you'll know exactly what those are used for. So if you don't, I suggest you swing over there right now, because it's pretty hilarious when I have to use them. But other than that, I believe that is all. And these are my turbo settings, if you guys are wondering, for my boost settings. Anywho, all right, TubeU. So now that we've covered everything that's installed on the car, everything that is did to it, yada yada yada, let's go over here and let's talk about pricing. So I have the old ass printout right here for the quote, and then we'll move on to the total price of everything over here. So first off, install the turbo kit. So before we even jump into that, the other shop that I reached out to, which is another very reputable shop, and they do turbos and stuff like that all the time, I just didn't feel, since I already had the parts, I didn't feel that their pricing was fair. It's just that simple. Nothing against the shop, nothing against the work that they do. They put out some damn quality work. They have, you know, multiple records for their shop. But as far as the parts that I already had on hand and the price that they quoted me, I just didn't feel it was fair. I'm sorry. Like, I understand where they were coming from as far as maintaining relationships with their vendors and stuff like that. But the parts that I was supplying was from their vendors. So I don't understand why I would be getting, you know, $21,000 total. That's for everything. That was just a bit steep for me, and I just didn't feel like it was fair, especially since I already had the parts. So, and just to reiterate, that's $21,000 on top of what I spent over here. So you'll see the math in a little bit. So let's get into it. So install, tuning, turbo, one fuel tune, blah blah blah, whatever, HP credits, HP tuning credits, the smart access cable, all of that comes out to $6,000. Just the install of the turbo kit is $3,300. Other shop wanted double that. Fuel system, the fuel system alone before install is $3,500. Flip over and you're looking at $5,500. This is just the fuel pump, the fuel lines, fuel rails, everything like that, not the injectors. Like I said, I already have the injectors over here. And then last page is just going to be the chiller. I already supplied the chiller, so all they're charging me for is the install and then, you know, AC pull down and recharge fee. So your total comes out to $1,941. So 11 over here, 19 over here, you're looking about 13 something. All right, cool. Now, before I sent the car off and before I reached out, I already had the parts on hand, and here's the parts that I already had on hand. So first thing that I bought was the turbo kit itself, $11,223. You can save a few bucks by simply going with the base turbo kit. That was a base 62s. Then you can step up to the 62Rs, which I think have the Screamer option or something like that. But or maybe they're just oil fed, like the ones that I have. And then you have the 64 66s. So the mid ground, there's two options, I believe, above, 2 or 3, I can't remember. There's a few more options above what I got, and of course the 2 base 62 options below me. So this is the third option, the third upgrade. So you can save a few bucks if you just wanted to, you know, make decent power. And I believe those 62s are more than capable of making just as much power as what I'm at now, but just maybe not as efficiently. So you might have to spin them a little harder just because they are a smaller turbo. So like I said, a few bucks right there you can save by just going with the 62s. I've seen a couple of other guys at that shop. They made damn good power on the 62s, but usually they came back, and this is why I've waited so long to pull the trigger, because I was doing the research, and everyone I saw with the 62s, they always came back and upgraded to 64, 66s and stuff like that. So I figured there's no need for me to go down that route when I could just get the 64 66s. So that's what I did. 64 66s are great for the power level that I'm at, and they're more than capable for helping me reach the power goal later on down the road when I go do extra stuff. So there's a few bucks right there you can save. Then you have the IC chiller, $1,100. And then you have the ID 1700Xs. You can save a few bucks right there as well by going to 1300. The 1300s are more than capable for making the same amount of power that I'm making now. Obviously, they're going to be a little more taxed for duty cycle and stuff like that, but at this power level, they'll be just fine, man. If you guys remember, my last car had 1300, so if they could do it at that power level and they go out there and run mid to low 6s for 6130, then this car has no problem doing the same thing on a 1300X if you were to go the turbo route. So 1300s would have been more than capable, but like I said, we're building for the future, and I didn't really feel the need to go with the smaller injectors if I was just going to need the bigger ones later down the road. Also, along with saving the money, one thing that I did, you know, kind of boot myself out of was the ability to be able to flex tune. Now, the other shop was able to flex tune on 1700s, but Tim told me up front that he wasn't going to be able to tune 1700s for flex. Now, I'm sure other shops out there could do the 1700s, but I'm not too worried about the flex. Like, it would have been cool to be able to just fill up and not worry about content because the computer would adjust and do what it needs to do on the fly. But my last car wasn't flex, and it just takes a couple of extra seconds just to verify your content level. I have plenty of testers. Just go out there, pour some in there before you go out here running and ripping. It's just that simple, guys. It's nothing too crazy. And if you're worried about it that much, just turn the damn boost down. That's the beauty of being able to run turbos. You just go in there and adjust the boost, bring it down. So I have the low boost settings. I'm actually going to do that later on today. Is just go in there and turn the boost down to the lower settings that it arrived on. And that's more than capable of going out here and having some fun, making, you know, low 900s, probably maybe high 800s, something around there. So that's what the low boost is capable of, around 16 to 17 pounds. So I'm not too worried about, you know, not having the ability to run out here and just fill up and do whatever and having the freedom of flex tune, but that's okay. You could save a couple of $100 by going that way, but 1700s is what I roll with. 64, 66 is what I roll with. So if you don't need those, chop them out. Save yourself a couple $1,000s right there, and you won't have to worry about it. Another thing that you could save money on is, of course, the fuel system. We roll with the triple. You can do the same thing with the fuel system, man. Just stick with the double, or if you have a standard Hellcat, you could just upgrade to the double fuel pumps. If you have a redeye, obviously they come with doubles, so you can just throw on some Kenny Bell booster pumps or whatever booster pump you want to, and you'll be good there. But like I said, I'm building for the future. That's why I have the 64 66s. That's why I went with the 1700s, and that's why I went with the triple pump fuel system, because I wanted everything up right now that I didn't have to buy later on down the road or go back and buy a second time. So if I stuck with all the smaller stuff, the smaller turbos, the smaller injectors, the smaller fuel system, it's just more stuff that I would have to buy later on. You tracking now? All right, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. Now, so with all that mathing out, 11,000, 1,100, 2,400, and then the 13 something over here, we're looking at about 28 total. So 28,000 total. Now, that's with everything. That's me buying everything and then shipping it off and then having everything installed, tuned, yada, yada, yada. Now, once again, the other shop wanted 21 over here. So this is, you know, 13 whatever plus 13 whatever. So this is what we come out to. Now that would have been, if I went to the other shop, that would have been 13 something over here plus 21 something over here, and then you're looking at 30,000 plus. So I'm sorry, like I said, the other shop is very credible. They do a lot of great work. I was really interested in going that way, but I just did not feel the pricing was fair. So that's why I didn't go that route. Well, no shade to the shop, no hate against them at all. But for me, that just wasn't in my cards. I'm sorry, I couldn't do, you know, 21 on top of this. Like, this is a lot more manageable. 11, 13, whatever, that's a lot more manageable. And if you wanted to really save some money, you can cut out the IC chiller. Like, obviously your IETs will suffer, your intercooled tips will suffer, but not too terrible. You can still manage. Just, you know, there's something else you got to watch for, and something else you got to, you know, be mindful of when you're out here running and ripping. Like, you have to pay attention to those IETs and intercooled temps, or, you know, stuff could get real hot, and, you know, we all know heat isn't the best. So you could save a few bucks there, but I didn't. I wanted a chiller. Like I said, we wanted everything to be ready for the next step. But for right now, this is great where I'm at, and that's where we're at. Right now, I believe the compound boost with the twin turbo 64 66s on the Hellion kit, I believe that is the route that is best for me, and that's why I pulled the trigger and went the way that I did. For those of you who don't agree, that's fine. That's cool. You have your own cars. You go do out there. You spend your money however the hell you want. Don't care. But for me, I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be a blast. It has been a blast so far, and I'm going to enjoy it just the way that this is for the time being, because like I said, there's no really time window on when I'm going to make the next round of upgrades, because next round is going to be a bit expensive if I'm being honest. Like, it's going to be pretty expensive. But as of right now, I've been enjoying it just the way it sits, and I can't tell you enough. You spend your money how you want. This is how I spent my money, and you guys go out there. I'm just providing transparency out there for everyone who's interested in going this route. Like I said, you can do it for cheaper. You can go other routes and still get the turbo options. You can go other routes, and you can go all out if you wanted to. Just freaking remove the blower, throw on the big ass turbo, throw on the big motor. You can go as far as you want to. But for me, this is where I am. That is what I spent. This is all this video is about. I'm just providing transparency on what it takes to get this level, and this is where I'm at so far, and this is what I've spent so far. So on that note and that terrible bombshell, that is all I have for you guys, man. It's your first time stopping by. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you guys get a notification when these videos go up. So what's your Instagram channel, low 30 seconds slow, all one word. I'll put it down in the description. And until next time, tube you, I'm out. Peace.